Hey Blitzers, a subscriber request video from Game Zone Hub on some tips with the IS-4. This was a tank I hadn't played in years. So just going back in and playing with it. The very first thing, I don't proclaim to be the best player, but I'll try to do what I can here with this request, is I always try to think of the tank's strengths and weaknesses. So I know with the IS-4, it doesn't have great gun depression, it has great armor, and it's not super fast. So as I'm going in here, I'm trying to look for areas that ground is a little flatter, I can use for side scraping. Now, my team, I noticed, is a bit on the very far other side of the map. They're starting to detect, and I didn't advance right away because I didn't want, in case they didn't detect anything, just to overrun me. So I'm starting to move in here more toward the center. I'm going to an area I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, like I can see the majority of their team right here. So I don't have to worry about too much if somebody comes up against me. I immediately start angling my tank just to try to bounce that round. And so I'm really just trying to get in here. I start angling my tank again. The IS-4, this is where it really has that strength, that good armor. So I'm really trying to angle myself. I'm trying to back away by keeping myself angled. I'm really trying to pay attention to my surroundings. So I noticed that red triangle on my left side, and so I wanted to pay attention to who that was. So being very aware of your surroundings is also very important and crucial, and really trying to look for cover, areas to find protection. So I'm moving up. I'm trying to get behind this VK 90, and I see that this IS-4 is distracted, but I'm keeping an eye on where this E3 may be and just moving up. I see that my team's really got him pinned, so I'm in a pretty good spot, but I'm going to try to stay along this building. Get a little bit of unluck with that shot there, but that's the thing, is like understanding your tank's attributes, understanding the tank's strengths and weaknesses will help you understand how to position yourself. I was kind of all by myself on that far side, and so I really had to stop and think, okay, I really need to hold back here. I either need to go to or closer to them or stay back. I was waiting for the team to try to start getting some eyes on them. If they didn't, I knew that they were all going to be coming that one side. I could have actually gotten myself in trouble, and it probably would have been better, since there was so many of them on my team on the far flank, if I would have been more toward in the center of the map. Because what I like to do is, even though I may not be in the exact position, so to say, of where all my team is, I want to make sure that I'm in view range so my team can see me. So if I'm ever in trouble, they can help me out when needs be, and I can try to at least maybe get some eyes there. So this one, I'm keeping an eye. I see some of my teammates going with me, so I'm trying to advance a little bit further up. I'm trying to just get to this barrier because it typically can help give me some eyes. I start getting a little worried here because we're starting to spot a lot of the team and nobody's been spotted on the other flank. And I get just an unlucky bounce. That guy was pretty lucky. So I'm really trying to angle my armor here. I'm trying to angle it, trying to use this barrier. Now this T-57 Heavy, he's pretty smart, and he's actually causing me some issues. So I'm trying to just use this little bit of a ramp on that hill to try to hyper angle my armor maybe a little bit more. That T-57, he knows what he's doing. Because of that, he's a player I'm going to try to focus on, and I'm going to want to pay attention to him. So I'm always paying attention to my surroundings. So I see this guy, he's getting a little aggressive, this T-57 Heavy, and I want to make sure I've got a shell kind of ready for him, but I also want to make sure I'm getting some shots off. So while I get a shot off him, I'm paying attention to him. If he would have been kind of in that aggressive position, I would have been trying to hyper angle myself and be on that ramp. Really trying to aim. Now, the IS-4's accuracy really isn't too bad, that's one thing I do like about the tank. So, like, just being very aware of who your teammates are, your tank's strengths and weaknesses, regardless of what tank you play. Just understanding, okay, do you have good gun depression or do you not have good gun depression? Do you have good armor? Do you not have good armor? Or do you have good speed? Do you not have good speed? All of these things help formulate kind of an idea of how to position yourself on the field. And you never want to be completely like rogue or solo. I always try to stay within view range of my team, even if I'm apart from them. So if I am kind of in a sticky situation, they can still help me out. The first map, I could have maybe done a better job and not gone all the way over to the far left. I was a little aggressive before thinking. It might have been better for me to go more toward the center, or even off a little bit closer to that further right, closer to where my team was, but behind the building, some bushes. And so anyway, I mean, I hope this was helpful. These are just some of my thoughts on the IS-4. I think it's a good tank, but if there's tanks that you're struggling with, happy to share some input. This is the Muffin here. You guys stay cool and keep tanking.